Hi, welcome back to Kind Yoga with Meg. I'm Meg, and I'm always happy to share the practices that we're doing together in studio with everybody online. Students who come to take my class in studio can always check in online, or you can join us on your own here at Kind Yoga with Meg. Always happy to share them. Today's practice is something that was inspired when I went home. I always go home to Montreal and have great classes there, super teachers in that city, totally inspirational. So I come back with like a whole bunch of goodies for everybody in studio. So today I've got some good ones for you, but we'll always get started together, getting grounded and seated and setting a good foundation for our practice, and then moving into some bigger asanas. As always, trust your body, trust your breath, let your breath guide you in and out of everything. If you find yourself holding your breath, that's a sign that maybe you're taking it a bit too far for the moment or for the day, and maybe dial it back a little bit. I always tell people, if you've made it into class, but you feel like you need Shavasana the whole time, lay out, rest, soak in the energy of the collective practice, and use that to move forward. So give yourself what you need in your practice today. We're going to begin seated as we always do. You can adjust anything you need to, modify. I will try to give you as many modifications as I can think of. You can always chat with me and give me suggestions. For sure, I'm always open to learning from everybody, from our collective. Seated cross-legged if you can. If that's not good for your hips, extend the legs out. If you need to, grab a blanket or a block, sit on top of that. You can support your knees with that. I mean, so many options here. So crisscross applesauce, as they say. And just getting nice and seated and comfortable. Bring your focus for a moment. I'm not going to say focus, it sounds so rigid. Just bring your easygoing attention to your seat and notice where your sits bones are, the two bones at the base of your pelvis here as you're sitting. And feel them connecting with the earth underneath you. Maybe remove some of the meat out of the way, some of those sins from the weekend, to feel a little bit more of a connection. Notice where your tailbone is. Is it sticking out, or can you release it under the beautiful length of your spine? Maybe allow each breath in to create length up your spine, imagining the breath filling up the space between each vertebra of your spine. We go through this before we begin every practice together to set the foundation, reset our true length in our bodies before moving into more challenging asanas. Sometimes the sitting up straight is challenging enough. So check in with the body. Make sure there's an ease in your hip crease. Sometimes we create tension and lift the knees up. Allow the knees to start to splay open and release down as you're breathing in length into your spine. Remembering your spine doesn't end at your shoulder blades or shoulders, but continues up your beautiful necks and into that little divot at the back of your skull. And we're just going to take that length right out of the crown of your heads. Imagine that you're sitting up against a wall. So you'll notice your belly pulls into that lower back for support. Your head leans against that wall. Let's take a breath into the center of the chest, expanding into each space between each rib of the rib cage, front, under the arms, and underneath those shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades shift a bit. And as you exhale, allow the rib cage to settle, creating length and space for the spine to rise. Expanding, opening up into that space that maybe you had short, shallow, stressful, driven breaths. Now we're creating space and open and calm. We're going to bring the breath down into the center of the belly, brew up that force, that strength, that internal force from deep within, breathing and expanding into the belly, front, side, into the waist and that lower back, and exhale. Keep the length in your spine. Bring that belly button in towards the lower back. Lift the lower abdominals off the pelvic floor. Give that into your imagination. Building up those lower abdominals. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, compressing, releasing tension, lifting, rising, detoxifying. Already creating calm in the breath, calm over the mind maybe. Oxygenation into the blood, creating more energy for your body. Lowering your blood pressure. Creating space for your internal organs. So much good stuff, you wonder why you have to do the rest of the practice. Just know that the first 5 minutes, you've already given yourself such a benefit to step onto your mat and have all those positive effects for your wellness. Let's take an inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, looking up to the sky, lifting out of the neck, not crunching into the back. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, roll the head to the right. Exhale, continue around the back. You're lifting through the left, all the way back down to center, reversing it. Inhale, left. Exhaling around the back. Through the right, feel the crackles, all the way back to center. Beautiful. Take an inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the right ear to the right shoulder. Keep your left side grounded. When you're ready, look down at the inside edge of your right thigh. Now you can take your left fingertips, reach them away. You can plant the left palm into the earth, feel that stretch. You can reach the hand behind you. I like to push the palm away so I get that counter stretch along that shoulder and neck. When you're ready, just turn your head to look forward, but you're still dropped on that right side. Feel that stretch for the left side of your neck. When you're ready, take an inhale and look up to the sky. Still dropped with the head on the right side. Wiggle out that jaw. Keep lengthening through the spine. Letting out some of those yawns. You know what yogis call their yawns? Pranayamas. I love that one. When you're ready, bring everything back to center on a nice inhale. Exhale, gently release the left ear towards the left shoulder. Keep grounding through the right, and then drop your nose to look to the inside edge of your left thigh rather. Right hand is what reaches behind you. Palm, fingertips stretching, connecting with the lower back. Good deep breaths here. When you're ready, turn the nose forward. Inhaling, exhale, looking up to the sky, wiggling out that jaw if you need to. Releasing some of those pranayamas. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale, bring it back to center. Roll out the shoulders, roll out the head, neck, and jaw here. Good. Feeling a little bit more space. You can wiggle waggle into your rib cage a bit. We're going to go into a round of pranayama breathing, Dirga breaths. Breaths of 3. So sometimes I've heard of filling up the breath, exhaling, and then filling up the mid just below the rib cage, exhaling, filling up the rib cage. I've also learned that you can fill up in 3s with the same breath, holding between exhaling and 3s with the same breath. I found that very powerful, so we're going to work through that one today. Maybe we'll just do one round. Get your seated position. Exhale, release everything from the lungs. And we'll begin. I want you to inhale and fill up the belly. It's a third of the way, holding that breath. Continue your inhale, filling up the mid part of your body, holding. Inhaling, filling up the top part of your body, holding. That's your whole breath, and on your exhale, releasing the top breath. Holding. Releasing the middle breath. Holding. Releasing that belly breath. Holding. We'll do it again. Let's just use the nose. Inhale a third of the way. Holding. Second third. Holding. Third third. Holding at the top. Releasing in threes. Exhaling. Holding. Second exhale. Holding. Third exhale. Hold that breath out. And let's come back to our natural breath. Beautiful. All right, let's welcome ourselves to our practice. Big swing to the side with those arms if you want. Big inhale, exhale, hands through to heart center, feeling a little bit more centered within ourselves, a little bit more heart centered, settled in the mind. I wish you a lovely practice ahead. Let's get to it. All right, so what we're going to do first is extend the legs out in front, give them a little wiggle, and then we're going to bend those knees. Plant your hands underneath the knees and keep the knees from opening to the side. Keep the legs engaged so your belly is helping keep the legs engaged. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, roll over, let the head, neck, and jaw go. Inhale, roll it up. And on your exhale, round into the spine and stretch those arms. Give a little wiggle side to side. We're going to have some fun. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, roll it up. 3 times. Exhale, rolling back. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Inhaling up. Careful of your neck. Exhale back. Inhale up. On your exhale, come straight to a boat pose. So your abdominal wall kind of grips in there and holds everything for you. Try to avoid sitting in that belly. Lengthen it up. You can always place your hands down. Put your hands underneath your knees. You can drop your heels to the ground and still work that abdominal wall. Lots of options for you. Take an inhale. On an exhale, you can slide the feet away. Use your hands for help. Rolling pin that belly away. Back down to the ground. Wiggle out those hips and let's bend the knees. Knock the feet about mat width apart and the knees in towards each other. Inhale the arms overhead. Nice big breath. Inhale, let's bring those knees over the belly. Rock them side to side. Extend your right leg up to the sky. Point and flex that foot for a moment. Maybe circles, flex the foot, and then extend the heel down away from you. So option 1 is to release the leg completely down to the ground, but feel that you are connecting with the ground. It's an action. You're not just laying there. Or you can hover the leg to ensure that you are creating action with that leg. Let's extend the right leg up to the sky and point and flex that foot. I'm not sure which leg I told you to extend. Mine on the ground is my left. My right is up in the air. You can do whichever one you want. We will reverse anyways. So my fingers are interlaced underneath my knee over my hamstring. That's great. You keep it there. Let's keep the head on the ground. If you feel that you're not going to pull a muscle and you have the flexibility, you can go to your calf muscle. If you want to, you can go to your foot. It's not about how high you can hold it, but the depth of your stretch, how good it feels, how much you can breathe into it, how much you can grow into it. When you're ready, soften the knee to the outside of your right rib cage. Let's bring the right elbow to the inside edge of the right knee. Extend the left hand out. Half happy baby here. We are not pulling the right hip off the ground. Keep that sits bone on the ground, left hip rather. Oh, it's one of those, the right and lefts. Couple good breaths here, grounding through that left side. Keep the hips even. And then when you're ready, let's flow the right foot across the body. Switch the left hand out for the right, from the right. And just give a little pull over to the left side. Keep the knee bent. If you can't reach the foot, grab underneath the knee. Extend your right arm. It's not about going far. Keep the sits bone grounding. You'll feel what we're wanting to stretch here. Right around that right hip. Feels good. Take an inhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest, bring the forehead towards that knee. Exhale, extend everything out. Inhale, bringing it in. Exhale, extending. One more time, inhale, bring everything in. Lift the left leg a bit, maybe the hip. Exhale, coming up to seated. So we're going to work our way into our twists. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, turning towards that right leg, giving a nice stretch here. Good. Now, if you feel comfortable to, you can take your left knee and bend it and put the right foot over the left knee just to intensify this just a tiny bit. Lengthening the spine, exhaling and twisting, looking over that back shoulder. Let's inhale, stretch it up to the sky. Exhale, release the palms to the ground. As you release your right hand down to the ground, you're going to want to round into the spine, defer into letting go. Enjoy that stretch. Let's bring our right hand back to the right side of your bodies. And you're going to walk your right foot away from your left knee. I'll show you from the front view. And you're going to want to stack your right knee over your left. It's confusing because the legs have gone into the opposite side. So sometimes I like to put a little pressure down onto the feet or the ground and kind of lift my hips and let them settle down. This is intense, so take your time with it. Find your breath. It's kind of similar to pigeon. Intense hip opener. If this doesn't work for you, sit the way we were at the beginning of our practice with the legs crossed. Maybe lift the pelvis up. Now if you feel you want to take this a little further, you can always start walking your hands down. You maybe want to rest arms over that top knee, see if a little pressure helps or not. If you want to, you can put a block or a pillow above the knee to get it a little higher for your head. And we let go. About 3 good exhales is what we're looking for. Beautiful. Walk it back. Inhaling. Whew. Exhale. Uncross the legs. You can use your hands to uncross them. You can lean back and extend those legs out in front. Give them a little wiggle. Let's bend those knees and we're going to get to that other side. Hands underneath the knees. Activate the legs. Inhaling straight. Exhale. Rounding. We're going to go right into the rolls. Inhaling up. Exhale. Rolling down 3 times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Now on this one, inhale up. Stop directly into boat. So not going to seated, but you arrest the muscles right there. So for this one, if you've got a little gas in the tank, extend those legs. You can always play with opening the chest, arms to the side, maybe up overhead, maybe into a mudra, palms touching. It's up to you. One more breath. You've got this. Take an inhale. Exhale. You can round it down from the belly. You can use your hands. You can release the feet. Opening up those palms. Let's bring the soles of the feet together this time for our inhale. And bring the arms up overhead. All right, we've got some stuff to get to. Let's bring those knees over the belly. Rock it out side to side. And then extend your right foot up. Point and flex that foot. And flex the foot as you release the leg down. So again, you can ground it. Make sure you're giving pressure into the earth or hover it. Extend your left leg up to the sky. Point and flex that foot. Ankle rolls if you want. Just changes the dynamic of the stretch when you give a little movement here. You can soften that knee. It just depends on your flexibility. Going up to the calf muscle if you want. Maybe playing with the length into the foot. Head is always on the ground. We want to work with a neutral spine. And then gently softening the knee to the outside of the body, towards the left side. Elbow is on the inside edge of your shin. Open up your right hand. Half happy baby, we're breathing. At the end of our practice, we'll get to a whole happy baby. We'll be whole and complete by the end. Take an inhale, float the foot across the body. Right hand grabs hold of the foot, pulling it towards the right side. Extend into your left arm. And we're not lifting off the left side of the body. Keep it grounded. You want to feel a stretch right in this hip joint, right back here, underneath your glutes. So good. Good big breaths. Right, a little bit of movement. Let's bring the knee in on an inhale. Bring the forehead to the knee. Exhale, extend everything out. Inhaling, crunch. We're working our abdominal wall. Exhaling, you do not have to lift the head. Inhale, lift the leg and the hips a little bit. Exhale, rolling up to seated for our twists. You can keep the right leg extended if you are comfortable. Let's fold the left leg over the right. Inhaling, stretching up. Keep your left foot grounded. Exhale, twist towards that leg. So we're pulling the leg in towards the belly. We're bringing the belly towards that leg, feeling that stretch. You're inhaling, length into that spine. You're exhaling and twisting from the base of the spine all the way through the crown of the head. One more time, maybe looking over that back, dropped shoulder. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, releasing the palms down to the earth. Release that left palm and round that spine, head, neck, and jaw releases. Such a nice, gentle movement. Let's take an inhale. Bring the left hand to the left side of the body. And again, I'll turn to the front. So what we're going to do is walk the left foot towards the right side. Stack the left knee over the right. Maybe you want to lift the hips up and kind of shimmy them down. One side feels tighter. This is mine. Staying seated and breathing is perfect. Diving into it a little bit more is also perfect. When you get to where you feel you're at a good place to be working and you can breathe, maybe allow yourself 3 cleansing exhales. So breathing in space. Exhaling tension, conflict. Softening the conversation between you and your hips. Gently walk it back up, inhaling. Oh, so good. You can slowly start to unravel those legs. Take a moment as you extend them, give a little wiggle in the hips and feel that blood flow returning back around the hip joints. So nice. Excellent. All right, let's turn it around. Come to a child's pose just to give it a reset in the body. Take a moment to breathe here, side to side. Inhale, let's pull forward to a tabletop. Exhale, stay right here. Roll those elbows to point towards the back so they're not out to the side like wings. And they have a little bend in them to support you so your upper arms are engaged so you're not sitting in your wrist joint and your elbow joint. And then we're going to take an inhale, round the belly. So you're pulling the belly towards the sky, rounding, rounding, rounding. And then exhale, all I want you to do is lengthen your spine. Your belly stops your lower back from sinking down. Inhale, round, round, round. You can even pull back to extend the stretch. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Get the back of the head against that wall. One more time, rounding. And exhaling, let's walk our hands a couple paw prints forward. You're going to take an inhale and then exhale, sit back, let your elbows touch the ground, puppy pose. Your pelvis is not on your heels. You have a gentle sway in your back. Trust your elbows and your forearms to hold your weight here. We're going to take an inhale and pull forward to a baby cobra. Allow the thighs to touch, the pelvis, the belly. Lifting the heart, exhaling, dropping your chin. We'll do this in 2 breaths. Inhale, transitioning back to puppy pose. You keep your elbows right where they are. Exhaling. Inhaling, pulling forward. Lift the heart. Exhale, drop the chin. One more time. Inhale, pull back. Let your abdominal wall work. Exhaling. That was 1 breath. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, puppy pose. Let's keep going. Inhale, let's float that left foot forward to meet the palms. If it doesn't make it all the way there, walk the hands back to meet that foot. Nice low lunge here. Take a couple breaths. Good. Let's take an inhale. Right fingertips reach forward and up towards the sky. So we're sitting nice and low in the hips here. As you peel the arm open, imagine that you're peeling something open from your chest and your rib cage and your hips. Good. It's such a beautiful gesture. Take an inhale, stretch. Exhale, let's bring it back down to the ground, reverse it. Inhale, left fingertips reach forward and up. This time, more so than peeling, keep a good foundation in your right shoulder and palm, softness in the elbow. And from here, let's take an inhale and slide your left foot to the back left corner of your, not your room, your mat. And now peel open from the chest, joy pose. Let the left arm be a weight to open up any closure over the chest. Stretch out your pectorals, get into the neck and jaw. Inhale. Exhale. Let's come to a plank. Knees grounded as an option. Release the knees. Walk the palms forward as you pull your pelvis back. Breathe here in your puppy pose. We're going to move into this one a little quicker. 1 breath per movement. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, pulling back. As you pull forward on your inhale, lift the heart, tuck the chin, open the chest. Exhale, back. We have 1 more. Inhale, pull forward. Feel the strength building in your arms. Exhale, back. And let's inhale and float the right foot forward. So now we come off the elbows. You can walk your hands back to the foot if the foot didn't make it to the hands. Inhale, left fingertips forward and open. Peel open that left arm. So you're opening up across the rib cage, across the belly. From that left hip, it's really opening up. Inhale, and then exhale, palm to the earth. Inhale, right fingertips reach forward and up. So less about the peeling, but more about a good solid foundation in your left arm. We're going to open it up in a second as you inhale and float or slide your right foot to the back bottom corner of your mat. And now we peel open the chest. Your right arm is a weight, and it's opening up as you let it go. The space around your pectoral attachments, over your heart, your neck and jaw. Such a nice posture. Take an inhale for preparation. Exhaling to your plank. Releasing the knees, you can open them wide. Child's pose. Finally a child's pose. Oh, keep breathing. Let's take an inhale, passing through a tabletop. Bring the knees back together, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can heel toe those feet out.
Make sure you're pushing off your palms, not sitting in them. Zip up that rib cage so you're not swaying into it. And let the belly release into the lower back and maybe down into that rib cage. Heel toe those feet, shake out the head, neck, and jaw. No pushing into the wrists, but pushing off the earth with your hands. And then paw your hands back to your feet. So we've had downward dogs, we've had puppies. This class should be an ode to the canines. Side to side here, soften those knees if you want. Flip the hands so you can stretch out your wrists a little bit. You can do this several times in practice when we have a forward fold. Soften the knees a little bit more, and on your inhale, pull the belly towards the sky and let it roll you up like a rag doll. You can swing those arms to the side and give a gesture of welcoming yourself to your standing position and postures to your mountain pose. Feeling less resistance in your upper body, feeling strong. Feeling the outside edges of your feet here. Roll out the head, neck, and jaw. All right, we've got a fun one. We're going to start directly into a flow. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up slightly. Exhale, soften the knees, plant your palms, extend your legs back, hop if you want. Take an inhale in your plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhaling, pulling through. Exhale, pushing back. Downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale and bring those feet to meet your hands. Exhale, sleeping chair. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, hands through, heart center, chair pose. We'll stay here for a breath, build that strength. We're not sticking the booty out, we're releasing it down and building strength in our abdominal wall. Inhale, up to tippy toes. Exhale, open the knees, squat just a touch. Hold the knees if you want to. Inhale. Exhale, squat a little bit more. Let's bring those palms down to the earth. You can use blocks. We're going to explore a very high crow. Maybe releasing the toes from the ground, maybe not. Taking a breath in your crow and then releasing your toes back down. Inhaling back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhaling, pulling through. Exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and let's bring those feet to meet your hands, sleeping chair. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, chair pose. 3 breaths here, building that strength, strengthening up the abdominal wall, lengthening that lower back. Here we go. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, open the knees and squat. Inhaling, I know it's burning. Exhale, squat. Let's bring the palms down to the earth. Crow never felt so good. Taking the weight off the legs. Releasing one foot or both. And when you're ready, if you want to hop back, you can inhale or walk it back. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, pulling through. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, walk those feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold, flip those palms, stretch the wrists. You can soften your knees here or keep them straight. Shake out the head, neck, and jaw. Inhale. Rise up slightly. Exhale, soften your knees. Inhale, roll it up. Swing the arms to the side. Exhale, hands through heart center. Catch your breath. Opening up those palms. Beautiful. All right, let's slow it down. Take an inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, reach your right hand down for your right ankle and bend that knee. Feel the quad stretch here. Good, so we're not pushing it back. We're not sitting in the hip joint. When you feel ready, pull the right foot back and the heart forward. And then maybe hinge a little bit. Good. Inhale, release the foot, stretch the arms up. Exhale, left hand down for the left ankle. Feel it stretching from the hip bone through the quad. So there's no arching here. As much as you can. Get a nice organic stretch. And then from here, pull the left foot back, the heart forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge. Finding our balance. Inhale, let the foot go, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, release the hands down. Good, roll out the shoulders, roll out the neck. All right, let's go into another flow. So we're going to begin our second flow. Let's take an inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to speed it up here, but you can go a little bit slower if you want. Inhale, rise up slightly. Exhale, palms to the earth, hopper walk, plank through chaturanga. Inhale, pulling it through. Exhale, pushing back, downward dog. Inhale, the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, let's float it between those palms. High lunge. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, palms clasp at your tailbone. Option to release the back foot if you want, feeling the outside edge of the back foot, or staying in a high lunge on those back toes. Humble warrior. Inhale, open the heart. Lean back if you can. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Fold over it with the torso. Release the head, neck, and jaw, palms over the head. Stabilize your front leg. Inhale, opening the heart. Exhale, bend into the knee, folding. Last one. Inhale, open the heart. Feel the strength building in that solidifying leg in front. Exhale, fold. Release the hands down to either side of that front foot. Keep your knee nice and low and see if you're able to inhale and float your back knee to meet your right without lifting high. Inhaling. Exhale, explode into a standing split. Inhale, crunch as low as you can. Exhale. Big energy on this one. Inhale, crunch. Exhaling. Inhale, crunch for preparation. Exhale, step back, plank. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhaling, pulling through. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale between those palms. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, clasp your palms at your tailbone. Option to release to the outside edge of your back foot. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the palms back, bend. Exhale, bend into the knee, forward fold. Humble warrior. Inhale, flowing through them. Exhaling. Finding a rhythm in that flow. Inhaling. Exhaling. This was your last one. Drop your palms to either side of that front foot. Here we go. Big energy as you inhale, crunch nice and low. Exhale, explode into a standing split. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Crunch. Exhale. Preparation. Inhale. So you can stop at a fold here if you're tired. If you have a little bit of energy, come back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pulling through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, walk those feet to meet your hands. Let the breath go, fold. Flip your palms if you want to stretch your wrists. And when you're ready, let's take an inhale and roll it up, bone by bone of the spine. Soften the knees or straighten them, it's up to you. Swing those arms around to the side. Exhale, hands to heart center. Releasing the tailbone, feeling the strength that you've just created within your body. Opening up those palms. Good work. That was a fast one. So now we're going to have some fun in our goddess pose, God pose for you gods out there. I'm going to have you open your feet about a little bit wider than your hips.
So you're going to turn your toes about a 45-degree angle here. You're going to inhale, stretch the arms up, and then you're going to exhale, and you're going to forward fold. You might stop halfway, or you can get all the way down. Just take your time with it. And rock side to side here. Good. Find some movement here. You might want to open the feet a little bit more. If you open your toes, your stance will be wider. If you close your heels, it'll be a little bit more forgiving. Take an inhale, rise up slightly. Exhale, soften those knees, opening them the same direction as your toes so you don't injure the insides of your knees. And then from here, I want you to pull the belly in and roll up bone by bone of the spine. Keep your pelvis where it is. Swing the arms to the side. Exhale, soften your elbows to the posture. Good. So we're not sticking the rear end out. Release the tailbone down. Lift those lower abdominals. In our foundation setting right at the beginning, we kind of tapped into those. Those are the ones you want to lift off the pelvic floor. Let's take an inhale. Wrap the left arm around the right hip. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale, stretch up. Here we go. Exhale, squat a little deeper. Take an inhale. Exhale even more. If you can put your hands down if you want. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let's get those palms to the earth or a block or a rolled blanket if you have it and need it. Turn your toes forward, heels behind the toes. Find rhythm in the movement as you soften into the knees and the hips. And then continue that movement over to the outside edge of your left foot. We're going to bend into that left knee. And as you're bending into the left knee, your right toes turn up towards the sky and you're stretching through that leg. When you're here in this stretch, you can release your left heel if you want or stay on those toes. Hands can be at heart center. They can be grounded. If you feel confident in this one, you can work going bound. And then when you're ready, let's bring those hands back in front of you, putting the weight into them to transition back to center. Folding it over. Let's rise up slightly. Inhale. Exhale, open the toes or pull the heels in, whichever one feels comfortable. Bend those knees. Inhale, round up through the spine. Stretch those fingers up to the sky. Exhale, God or Goddess pose. Good. Inhale, right fingertips, left hip. Exhale, left arm over for a side bend. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, soften. Here we go. Inhaling. Exhale a little deeper. Inhaling. Exhale, let's bring those palms to the blocks or the ground. Turn the toes forward, heels behind it. Find some rhythm, rocking left to right into the knees and the hips. And then continue that movement over to the right side. Hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Soften into that knee. Turn the left toes up to the sky. Maybe you want to sit on a block or a blanket. If you're okay, you might want to release your hands. Heart center. Maybe bound. This one won't work bound for me. I'm going to end up sitting. And the reason that happens is because this hip is really tight on me. So if you're feeling that too, that will give you a little bit more resistance in your flexibility on one side as opposed to the other. And when you feel ready, let's bring our hands back to the ground. Put the weight into it so you're not in your knees. Walk your hands back to center. Let the body go. And now walk your hands back all the way behind you, palms facing up to the sky, fingertips reaching away, and just settle into this fold. Nice big breaths here. When you're ready, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, rise up slightly. Exhale,
Soften into the knees, just a little softening into the knees. Inhale, roll it up. You can stretch those knees as you roll up. Exhale, hands through heart center and just bring those feet back together. Find that rhythm. Really well done. That is not easy. Take an inhale, stretch it up. On your exhale, full squat down, hands through heart center. You can stop at the knees, you can use the ground, you can use blocks, whatever helps you get to where we're going. Inhale, stretch those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Taking a couple good breaths here into those back ribs. Find that space between your shoulder blades and rib cage again. Inhale, reach forward, rise up. You can slide the feet in with you if you want. One last ab blast. Exhale, roll it down, extend the legs. Rolling pin out your abdominal wall. Let your head, neck, and jaw relax. Take an inhale, bring the knees over the belly. Rock it out side to side, exploring your lower back again. Big belly breaths here. Let the weight of the belly settle your lower back into the earth. As promised, opening the knees to the side, let's explore a happy baby. We did half happy babies at the beginning. Now we're ready for a whole happy baby. You can bend those knees. You can hold on to the hamstrings if the flexibility isn't there to grab the feet. You can soften alternating legs. That's really a little bit of free play here. Good. Feeling nice and settled. Hips are relaxing. Lower back is settled. Let's bring those knees back over the belly. Squeeze them in. Feel the lower back grounded. Tailbone, spine, head. Keep your left hand over your knees. Open your right hand to the side. Gentle spinal twist to the left side. Take an inhale into your belly. On your exhale, let your belly push the lower back to the earth. Reverse it. Right hand grabs hold. Left hand extends. Knees fall gently to the right side. You can always plant a block or a blanket underneath the knees. Let's take an inhale. Use the belly as you expand. Exhale. Use that belly to push the lower back to the earth. Grab the knees in one last time. And then squeeze it all in on an inhale if you want. Holding that breath for 3, 2, 1. Arresting the breath and blood. And exhale, releasing the blood flow and the breath. One last blast of detox through the body. Take a moment to enjoy your practice, settling into every fiber of your being. The strength you've cultivated within yourself, your adaptability, your patience with each posture and your breath. When you feel ready, take a breath down the arms and the legs. Wiggle gently into your fingers and your toes. Gentle circles for your wrists and your ankles. Maybe rocking your head side to side gently. Slide the feet towards the hips, bending at the knees. Let the knees fall gently to whichever side they choose. Let's roll yourself to that side. Plant those palms. Push off the palms. So there's no lower back involved. Coming back to the seated position we started our practice in. Such a nice place to finish. You have the chance to see
and feel immediately the goodness you've given yourself. Hopefully feeling more space in your body, more strength in your body, feeling those muscles activating, knowing that they're there again. Also feeling a little bit calmer in your disposition. Let's close our practice the same way we opened it. Gathering all the goodness you've created around you. Big breath in, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tucking all that goodness deep inside you, using those good breaths to dig it out when you need it. Thank you for making it in, sharing your practice with us. It's always appreciated.